What's up, cyber hawks? So in today's video, we're going to be going over some more cyber salaries. I did a couple videos like this in the past, and I guess they kind of been doing good. So let's go ahead and do some more. This time we're going to be going over, I guess, some different positions within like tech, primarily based on cybersecurity. So let's go ahead and bring up the first video right here, and let's begin.
How long have you been doing that?
That's been going about 4 or 5 years now.
5 years. What's your educational background? How'd you get into it?
So I have an MBA in project management. I've been doing that for 10 years, and I worked in tech before that, so it was an easy transition.
Definitely. What are the best and worst parts of your role?
I would say when things get bad in cybersecurity. But the best thing is when I get to educate people on how to stay secure online. That's probably my favorite light bulb.
Two-factor authentication. That's all I know. How much do you make in your role?
So as a contractor right now, I make $83 an hour. And as an educator, I make $75.
Do you feel well compensated?
I do. Although I would like full-time work. Yeah.
You want a little extra?
Yeah. Just a little.
A little. Any advice for others who are interested in doing this as well?
If anyone's interested, I would say Cybrary, Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, as well as getting a lot of certifications.
Yeah.
That's like the key. That makes you stand out.
Any like specific courses or certs that you recommend?
The CompTIA ones are great. CompTIA A+, Net+, and Sec+.
Yeah.
Those are probably the entry-level ones that are good for anyone.
Okay. So that was pretty good. Like in the salary range is 75 and I think 80. And let me just go back so we can see this. And we should mute this real quick. Let's see. He said he was making 83 an hour. Yeah, let me just replay this part here.
Roll.
So as a contractor right now, I make $83 an hour.
Okay, so as a contractor, he's making 83 an hour, which is amazing. Let me see exactly how much 83 an hour would be. Now he's not working full time, but let's see how much that would be for like full time. So let's do 83 times 40, a 40-hour work week. Yeah, about 3,320 a week. And let's do 320 times what? That's a week. So we times that by 4, like 13,000. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that's definitely not bad. That is definitely not bad. Now, again, he said like he's contracting, and I guess he would be interested in having a full-time position, but still, he's probably, still for sure making over 100,000, which is great. And, with contracting too, you do seem to make more money that way in terms of like the hourly rate versus like working like a full-time, like 40, like a full-time salary job in that sense. However, there's like pros and cons to that because, when you're working at full time, you get the medical benefits and you get the health insurance and you get all the other insurances, which is different than, with the contracting where I believe most contracting positions, you have to pay everything else out of pocket. So it kind of just depends on, I get what your current needs are. You got a family, you got any type of like medical needs, different stuff of that nature. I know Josh Madakor, he was talking about, he was doing, I want to say contracting for Microsoft. And that's how he was able to make, a good chunk of money while he was working there. But he was doing contract work for them versus other places where he kind of just working regular full time. And let me see what the other $75 one was.
And as an educator, I make $75.
Okay, so he's making $75 an hour as an educator. So again, I'm not, I'm probably not full time, but even still, like if he's doing that, like let's say 2 hours, that's already what, dang near 150 just right there, which is great. This is great. And if you should do that like on the weekend, maybe 2 hours Sunday, 2 hours Saturday, well, that's like $300 just that quick. If you're doing that like an hour or two a day, Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday, you can really start stacking up some money. And you're teaching people stuff too, because when you're teaching people, you seem to be able to learn more. At least that's kind of what I've been able to see. And even when I kind of just do videos for you guys, I feel like I'm learning a lot, which is great. So let me go ahead and continue because he talked about the certifications. So let me just.
Do you feel well compensated?
Let me just go through that. He said, yeah, he could go through more full-time work. Let's see. Doing this as well. If anyone interested. Okay. Yeah. So I haven't tried Cybrary, if that's the correct name, and the text isn't messing up. Try Hack Me. I have tried Track Hack Me. I'm a big person of the other one, the Hack the Box. I'm a big fan of Hack the Box. I have tried Try Hack Me. It was pretty straight, and I actually may have to go back into it even more in depth. But I heard about Hack the Box first, and then I spent so much money in the membership for a year and everything. So my focus has been primarily on that. You guys probably seen some of my other videos talking about that. But yeah, that's very interesting there. And let's see. And yeah, he's talking about the certifications, how they can help you stand out Now on that one, yes and no. I guess it depends on what type of certification. But from what I've seen, and like in this current job market now, back when you started, it was different. But in this current one, experience is king. So I wouldn't necessarily say having all the certifications is the go-to thing. Having the experience is the go-to thing. Now, again, to a certain degree, having the trifecta is good. I believe at A plus, network plus, security plus. However, if you're looking for like cybersecurity and not necessarily like tech and like IT in general, then yeah, you get in the sec or the security plus certification. That would be your primary goal. And then another big one would be what, the CISSP. That one may take you a minute. I've been hearing horror stories about that, but I've also been hearing really good stories too from people who said that they didn't allow the pressure of the exam from other people affect them, and they kind of just went out and just took it and was able to pass it within like a month or so. So so take with that what you will, but definitely recommend Security Plus. I do want to take the CISSP, and kind of from there you can kind of like choose, I guess, like what type of discipline you want. Like there's like the, I think, OSCP if you're like more interested in the red teaming, Pen Test Plus if you're interested in the red teaming. It was another one, but I can't think of it at the moment. But anyway, experience is definitely king right now. And then certifications outside, I guess, of the CISSP. If you can get that CISSP, I think you're golden. At least that's what I've been hearing from people. And the Security Plus is great as well, because that can be a requirement for some jobs, especially like government type jobs. So let's go ahead and bring up the next video. And yeah, entry level cybersecurity 30K. That sounds about reasonable. Oh, and also too, going back to the other one real quick. That's great that he's making $83 an hour, $75 an hour. Definitely let me know if you think that's possible for you if you were a cybersecurity instructor. But yeah, this one, entry level 30K. Let's see what she's talking about.
I made 30K in my first cybersecurity job, and here's a little bit of my journey on how I got there. I was working in retail for years and years, and I just decided to take myself a little bit more seriously and get my foot in the door. So I went for a first line help desk role, and it was easy to transition over because first line is a lot of customer service. I had great communication skills, and I had studied up on the technical skills I needed for the first line role. Knowing my goal was to get into cybersecurity, I was studying for the Security Plus while I was working. It took me about 7 months to really buckle down, study, and pass the test. And once I'd passed, I started interviewing straight away, and it took me 4 months from passing till I started my first entry-level cybersecurity role. So that was my first ever cybersecurity role. It was an information security role, so non-technical, GRC focused, and it paid around £30,000. And that is what I would say is the average for entry-level cybersecurity roles in the UK. So if you want to know more about careers, follow for more. And if you want to know about what set me apart from having the certification to get.
Okay. So this is not in America. This is 30,000 euros. So let me see the equivalent of that real quick. 30,000 euros to dollars. Okay, so that's about 33,000. Interesting. So yeah, that is a whole lot lower. I definitely would not say that having 30,000 or 33,000 is the normal for entry level for cybersecurity in America. So I'd probably say maybe closer to like entry level starting out, maybe like average, maybe like 40 to 60. I would say for cyber, yeah, probably 50. Because I feel like with IT, you could probably maybe around 40, average 40, 50. So maybe around 50, 60. That's a lot lower than I would expect. And again, this is just one girl saying this, so there could be other people saying the average is maybe slightly higher than this. But interesting. And also, to the cost of living there, is different in here. But still, interesting. So one of the big points from watching this that I definitely don't recommend doing is something that I also did, was waiting until you pass the test to go ahead and start taking or start applying the jobs. She said she was trying to knock out the Security Plus in 7 months. I think that is a long time just for one certification, especially the Security Plus. However, after waiting the 7 months and studying for that, after she passed, then she started applying to jobs. What you want to do is, while you're still studying for like a certification, you want to go ahead and start applying then. And again, this is a mistake I made too. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait till I pass this certification, and then for sure I'm gonna start, applying. And like, you should miss whole lot of time on your resume. You can put that you're studying towards that certification. You have it like in progress, and maybe like an estimated date that you think you'll take it. Well, then hopefully that 3-month mark. But definitely go ahead and start applying. applying from like day one. And like the thing, like one of the big reasons I say this is because how the job market is right now, the better you are at interviews, it's going to be, better for you to get higher paying job and just better for you overall. So if you go ahead and start applying now, while you're still studying, yes, you may not get all your interviews. However, when you're done with the, certification, I feel like you'll have a higher chance to really start nailing those interviews, and you just have that repertoire, under your belt, so that again, when you do start applying, to even more jobs, once you have the certification pass, then you'll just be like in a better light. So yeah, that's what I definitely recommend there, because again, I also waited, and then after I waited and finally got the passing, then I started applying to jobs and doing all the interviews and filling all these interviews. So it's like it better go ahead and start filling your interviews right now, or not doing the best right now. So then by the time, like a month or two later, like you're a pro already. And yeah, just go ahead and start right now. Because again, so many jobs, they might not even like, they may require it, or may want it on the actual like job description. But if you're studying towards it and can, kind of like talk with the people and whatnot, in a good way, yeah, they can still hire you. Like you don't necessarily need every single certification on all the job descriptions. Like they may want, it'd be great if you had a CISSP and all this for an entry level, but you don't have to actually have that to have, to get in the entry level 9.5 times out of 10. So, just a heads up right there on that. But overall, I'm glad that she is able to, finally get into cyber. She didn't give up. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Not giving up, kind of just grinding and believing in yourself and just keep on at it. I like that a lot. And let's go ahead and play the last one right here. Let's see what he's going to talk about, the cybersecurity salaries. But yeah, that's crazy though. 30K in 30K euros. He's saying that's about average. Now, I feel like that's like more IT, like in general, but interesting. I do prefer, I guess, people seeing it lower like that versus everybody saying, "Oh, I'm making 120,000, USD or euros." So interesting. And let's go ahead and play this one now.
You're not going to get your first look. I'm not trying to gatekeep, but let me tell you the truth. You're not going to get your first six figures as soon as you get out of college or as soon as you get your first cybersecurity role. Some people may, but it's very rare, right? Like for me, for example, I started off making 45K back in 2021. I was balling. 45K, wallahi, I was balling, right? I was in Phoenix. And then after that, I was in a more technical cybersecurity analyst role. And I was making about 85 then, right? Still, I was in Phoenix. And then I ended up getting into my engineering role, moving up to Seattle. And this was my first time touching six figures. It took me about 2-ish years or whatever, but now still making six figures. It's fine. But like I'm saying, once you get the skills that like pays this amount, you'll be okay. Like you'll make the money that you want to make. And just know that like the more money you make, the more responsibilities you have. That's why like I'm not looking for jobs that pay $300,000, right? Because those jobs, number one, they take too much time away from my free time. I care about my free time. I love cybersecurity, but I care about my free time, right? I care about my peace of mind. But some people, they have that, time for cybersecurity, like their careers, just strictly their whole life being cybersecurity. But for me, I have a life outside of cybersecurity. So, but anyways, this is all to say, focus on the skills that will make the money instead of focusing on the money. Like the money will come. Just know the money will come, right? Please just trust me. Please trust me.
Okay, cool. I like that one a lot. And yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, just don't
Very rare,
expect
right?
that, get out of college and make 100,000, or, six figures plus. I mean, it can happen, sure, but don't just because something can happen, doesn't mean you have a high probability of it actually happening. Sure, you could win the lotto, but like the percentage of you win the lotto is very, 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 very low. The percentage of you getting in the NFL is super, super low. Like you're more likely right now, you can be living in a landlocked state. You're more likely to get freaking ran over by, well, not ran over, but getting killed by a vending machine falling on you. You're more likely for a shark to kill you. And again, you're not even close to any type of water. You're still more likely for that to happen versus you winning the lotto. So just because it can happen does not mean you have the higher probability of happening. So with cybersecurity, just because you might have heard maybe one person right out of school making that, does not necessarily mean you're going to be that person. And that's totally fine, because you can then use your time that you're growing within cyber, working from, 45, 50, 60, 70, working your way up. allowing you to manage your money better, managing, allowing you to actually learn, a lot of these skill sets and kind of really hone it in so that when you are making that 100K, like you're already done with all of the, like the trials and tribulations, like you're already on it. And let me see how much he said he was making. I think he said his first one was like 45,000. Yeah, he started off making 45K back in 2021. Okay, okay, and yeah, that is again higher than the 30K from the other girl we just seen. Yeah, but 45K, yeah, back in 2021. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can definitely do some stuff. Now, 45K now in 2024 is a whole lot different. But yeah, back in 2021, which is crazy, only like what 2 to 3 years ago. It's crazy how much inflation and everything has increased so much within that short time frame. But yeah, he said he was balling, and yeah, I'm pretty sure he was, especially compared to maybe what he was making prior to 2021. And
When
yeah,
I was making
also
money.
too on this talking about building up your skill set. I think that's definitely something good that you guys need to go ahead and just keep on doing. I kind of just been playing around on doing more tutorials. I'm definitely gonna do some more tutorials for you guys as well. Definitely on Hack the Box and probably on TCM Security. I kind of want to like start doing like reviews on that too. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, working on your skill sets instead of just focusing just on the money, but focusing on the skill sets that can make you money. I like that mindset because it kind of just changes things for you when you're studying, you're grinding. You're like, yeah, I'm studying in this so I can learn this and get, become a beast at this skill, become a beast at blue team, could become a beast at purple team, become a beast at red teaming, and or maybe like a certain niche within that, and then from there applying the jobs, within the niche that you're really good at, and then getting the bag. Because yeah, I definitely agree it will come. Because again, from what I've been seeing, experience is key. So yeah, if you're starting out at 45K and you're grinding, you're still grinding, you're still trying to learn, you still gotta get those skill sets. Then when you start applying to the other jobs, it's like, hey, I got the skill set. Look at this. I know this, I know this, I know this, and I got the years of experience. I feel like you pretty much is a win-win situation right there. It just is what it is. That's how I truthfully feel on that. And yeah, I'll definitely take you guys on my journey too, like throughout this channel on me and cybersecurity. But yeah, I do need to go ahead and take that CISSP soon. I really do. Like I really, really do. And probably the AZ 500 too. I still want to take. And the SC 200. I got like a board over there. But yeah, the SC 200. That's another one I really want to take because I do want to get really good at Microsoft, like Microsoft's, Azure and all that. So I can really hone in on that. And again, too, like the cool thing about cybersecurity, when you hone in on certain skills, you can usually apply those skills to other genres or other like realms. Like for example, before I got into like Azure, I was like learning AWS and I was going through the tutorials and videos on that. And I was going to take the test for the AWS. I believe I don't think I took the test, but I was going to take it. And then I ended up getting the internship with Microsoft with their Azure. And like with the AZ 900 certification, which is more like a beginner level certification for Azure, kind of giving like the fundamentals of things. I was able to apply the knowledge I have from US and use that towards Azure, and it kind of just made it easier. And I'm pretty sure, like right now, all the stuff I'm learning in Azure, I'm pretty sure I can apply that again to AWS or any other cloud platform. And the big thing from that, it kind of just like knowing kind of like the generality of things and then just learning the new names. Like Azure may call their, like they may call some of their settings or configurations something different versus AWS, but it still like pretty much does the same thing. So like once you get that in your head, it kind of just makes it easier. Same thing with like dang near everything. Like for example, Premiere Pro. I'm a big Adobe Premiere person now, which is crazy because I really wasn't. I used to edit with, I want to say the Windows Movie Maker. And then I want to say I've done a few things with the Apple Studio, Apple, whatever Apple's thing was. And then it was like another one, Final Cut Pro. In school, I was using Final Cut Pro because I remember using Premiere Pro like during my freshman year, and I was garbage. I was like dog wash with that. But we started using Final Cut Pro, and I thought it was like pretty decent with that. And then when I ended up going to like digital media and learning how to edit there, I use a lot of the different stuff I learned from Final Cut Pro to use with Premiere Pro. And now I'm a beast with Premiere Pro. Now I don't think I'm as beast mode on Final Cut Pro, but I'm pretty sure I can get that, get there really soon. Just for the fact that I should understand, what the software kind of entails, like how to edit. Okay, when you want to edit, you want to put your video here, your music here, your channel track here. You may want to color grade this. So now I kind of just got to know the different names of what they call things in Final Cut Pro, and then I'll be just as good, pretty much. So yeah, overall, yeah, especially in cybersecurity, though, like anything you learn, I feel like you can really apply it to anything. You learn Linux, you can use that for something. You learn red teaming, you can use that for something. Even if you're on blue team, even if you never touch. Even if you fool like red team, all you've done is red team your whole life, you can still use that to apply for a blue team job, because now if you're on the blue team side, you're able to see, from the other perspective. So like you already had the red teaming down. So now if you're on the blue team, you're like, okay, this is how I'll attack myself. This type of attack. This is the directories that they usually attach to, different things of that nature. So yeah, like, which is, man, just thinking about this is crazy. But like, especially in cybersecurity, literally like everything you learn, you can use that for something else. Like it can apply to something else. So yeah, get those skills, grind, make it happen. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what skills you thinking about learning this week. I know for myself, I'm going to go ahead. I'm saying this now. I'm going to go ahead and start knocking out this AZ500 or SC200. One of those. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish out my studying for that. Go ahead and probably take that like in the next week or two, and then go ahead and probably hopefully start to actually try to get the CISSP next. I'm gonna go ahead and go on that grind. So then we'll be on the lookout for the videos on that.